Alright, here's our speaker control panel. It's not too difficult, as you can see. It's pretty basic. What I'm going to show you here, I'm going to break this down. You see you have 4 columns here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they all have something below them. They're all different. There's 3 that are the same, but they're actually different down here, and they're different up here as well as here. So I'm going to show you, first of all, this box here. These are a mic input 1 and mic input 2. That's these 2 and these 2, as well as the volume controlling the mics for 1 and 2. So of course, obviously the mic input 1, if you plug something in there, volume up and volume down. You can control how much gain that microphone has. And if you want a second mic, you can do that as well. And you can use either one of these types of inputs. We have this type of connector, and we have this type of connector. All right. So now that's mic inputs, and then there's also an aux in if you wanted to have another speaker input. If you wanted to make 2 speakers, you could go out to there and go into the mix out to the mix in, I think it is. You don't have to do that, that's not required, but there is a control volume for that as well. I think a microphone would work on that, but I haven't tested it, so don't know if you want a third mic. Of course, that's only this one here is an output. Let's see, the link, if you need to press the link to connect to Bluetooth. Then there's the light mode. I think you press 4 times to turn off the light if you want to turn the front speaker light off. And then here's the most important things. These 4 knobs here. Every time you turn on the well, let's first turn it on here. Here's the on switch at the bottom left. Every time you turn it on, these knobs need to be reset. So we start off with this. This one here is, on the far left is the mic echo. I always turn off the mic echo, so all the way to the left. Leave it there. It doesn't do anything but echo. So if you want echo effect, that's your knob. The next ones are the low frequency, which is the bass, and the high frequency, which is, well, obviously highest frequency. So these ones are always going to reset to 0 every time every time the speaker turns off and back on again. And same with the master. So the master always starts at, I think, 10, and then it maxes out at 30. That's the master volume for everything, including the mics and the Bluetooth. The low, since it resets to 0 or 1, I think it does reset to 0. I always turn the low off. There's always seems to be too much bass in the room. The echoes a little too much in these rooms, so I always turn that back down to -12. It's not off. It's minimal. And then the high. Sometimes I'll turn it up. Sometimes I'll turn it down, depending on who's speaking. But I usually turn it up for music, and then I just leave it somewhere about the 0, or I just leave it at 0 for any non-music speakers or something, somebody who's speaking. And then of course I always turn the max volume up, and then also what will reset is the volume. The volumes will reset as well. So I always turn those up to max to 30. And okay, let's go ahead and plug in one of these microphones into. Let's put it into 2. Number 2, mic input 2. Mic 2 input, and this one I think the volume is at needs to reset up to 30, and then I believe over here, let's see, which one is it? Is it this one? I think it's this one here. Let's turn on the switch. Yep, there we go. That's working. So that mic input works, and now let's try this one here. We'll plug that into mic input 1. Make sure we line it up right. Okay, obviously that mic doesn't have a on-off switch. This mic doesn't have an on-off switch, so as soon as I plugged it in, we had some feedback there. So we can probably turn that down to like a really low amount, maybe. Probably. Now let's plug it in here. There we go, that's better. Yep, I can hear that coming out of the speaker, so that's pretty much it. The last thing to notice about this device is if there's no music playing or there's no microphones on, it'll automatically shut off, even if the switch is on. So when that happens, you'll see that the screen will go dark. You might have this power light on, but that's it. You can't control the controls or anything, so what you need to do is just turn it off, wait 10 seconds or something, then turn it back on. And of course, reset everything. Remember that the low and the high and the master all reset as well as the volumes. So you'll have to reset those to whatever your settings were when you turn it back on. And that's about it for now. Connecting to Bluetooth isn't too difficult. I can show you that, or you probably can figure that out. You'll see that there's a Total PA Glow ion in your Bluetooth scan. So I think that's about it. And if you need to, you can press the link. You can also press the mode. That'll change between FM, Bluetooth, and USB. That's it.